I thought my body was broken beyond repair. That's what 84-year-old Margaret told me after struggling to climb her front steps without gasping for breath. 6 weeks later, she danced at her granddaughter's wedding. The difference? 5 simple habits totaling just 15 minutes per day. No expensive gadgets. No painful exercises. No restrictive diets. Just practical, science-backed routines that anyone can do, regardless of age or fitness level. Today, I'm revealing these 5 transformative practices that have helped thousands of seniors rediscover strength and mobility they thought was gone forever. And each one takes just 3 minutes to complete. Let's be honest. We've all felt that moment when our body betrays us. The stiffness when rising from a chair. The unsteadiness when reaching for something on a high shelf. The nagging pain that wasn't there yesterday. It's frustrating. It's scary. But contrary to popular belief, these aren't inevitable consequences of aging. They're symptoms of forgotten rituals that our modern lifestyle has eliminated. I'm not promising miracles, but I am offering something perhaps more valuable: sustainable change. When implemented consistently, these 5 practices create a foundation for renewed vitality and independence. They work together, each building upon the last, to address the root causes of premature aging in your body. Best of all, they require no special equipment and can be done right at home. 1. Joint liberation sequence. The most common complaint I hear from clients isn't muscle weakness, it's morning stiffness. This happens because overnight, your synovial fluid, the lubricating liquid in your joints, thickens and stagnates, similar to how honey becomes viscous in cold temperatures. The solution is remarkably simple: a 3-minute morning joint mobilization protocol that gradually reintroduces movement to your major joints. Begin seated at the edge of your bed, slowly rotate each ankle 10 times clockwise, then counterclockwise, progress to gentle knee circles, hip rotations, torso twists, shoulder rolls, and finally neck tilts. This sequence isn't about stretching, it's about circulation. You're redistributing that vital synovial fluid throughout your joint capsules, reducing friction and eliminating that rusty hinge feeling that makes mornings so uncomfortable. Take Edward, an 81-year-old former construction worker who had become dependent on his wife's assistance just to get out of bed. After implementing this joint liberation sequence for just 14 days, he regained enough mobility and confidence to resume cooking breakfast for his wife, a cherished morning ritual they'd lost years earlier. Remember, your body doesn't wear out from movement, it deteriorates from lack of it. This gentle morning practice is like applying WD-40 to your human machinery. It prevents the breakdown that comes from disuse. 2. Parasympathetic activation breathing. Here's a startling truth. Your breathing pattern directly impacts your energy levels, particularly in your first waking hour. Shallow chest breathing, the default for most people, triggers your sympathetic nervous system, essentially telling your body you're in danger even when you're perfectly safe. The antidote is a 3-minute deep breathing practice that activates your parasympathetic system, your body's rest and digest mode. Sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor, place your hands on your abdomen, and close your eyes. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your belly expand. Hold briefly, then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6, completely emptying your lungs. This isn't merely relaxation, it's physiological reprogramming. Each slow exhale reduces cortisol, regulates heart rate, and signals to your entire body that it's safe to conserve energy for movement rather than stress responses. Linda, a 77-year-old retired teacher, experienced morning panic attacks that her doctor couldn't explain. Her tests showed normal heart function, but her anxiety persisted. After adopting this breathing practice, Linda reported that her mornings transformed from chaotic to controlled. "I used to feel like the day was happening to me," she said. "Now I feel like I'm directing it." The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. No equipment, no complicated techniques, just intentional breathing that recalibrates your entire nervous system and establishes a foundation of calm resilience that carries throughout your day. 3. Lower body neural activation. Your legs contain some of your body's largest muscles, and they form the foundation of your mobility. Yet most people transition directly from sleep to standing without properly reestablishing the crucial neural connections between brain and lower extremities. A 3-minute lower body activation routine changes everything. Begin with seated marches, lifting each knee toward your chest 10-15 times. Progress to toe taps, heel raises, and finally standing calf raises while holding onto a chair for support if needed. This isn't about building strength, it's about communication. You're essentially sending wake-up signals through the neural pathways that control your legs, reinforcing the brain-to-muscle connections that deteriorate with disuse. Walter, age 64, described his legs as dead weights each morning. As a former mail carrier who walked miles daily, this loss of function devastated him. After implementing this quick activation sequence, Walter noticed improvements within weeks. "My legs actually feel alive again," he reported. "Like they're ready to work with me instead of against me." This practice works because it increases blood flow to your lower extremities, delivering oxygen and nutrients while simultaneously clearing metabolic waste that accumulates overnight. For older adults concerned with circulation issues, this simple routine can make the difference between shuffling and striding. The benefits extend beyond physical function. When your legs move confidently, your entire posture improves, which impacts breathing, digestion, and even cognitive clarity. Strong, responsive legs aren't about vanity. They're about fundamental independence. 4. Anti-Inflammatory Breakfast Protocol. What you eat in the first hour after waking sets the inflammatory tone for your entire day. Many traditional breakfast foods, toast, cereal, sweetened yogurt, trigger inflammatory cascades that manifest as joint stiffness, muscle soreness, and diminished energy. Switching to an anti-inflammatory morning meal takes just 3 minutes of preparation but yields hours of improved mobility. The simplest approach is adding wild blueberries to your breakfast routine. These remarkable berries contain anthocyanins that neutralize free radicals and reduce the inflammatory processes that accelerate joint deterioration. Elaine, a 77-year-old avid walker, struggled with evening knee swelling that limited her activity. After swapping her usual toast and sweetened yogurt for steel-cut oats, topped with wild blueberries, walnuts, and cinnamon, she doubled her walking distance without discomfort. The change wasn't subjective. It was measurable improvement in function. Other potent anti-inflammatory breakfast additions include turmeric. Add 1/4 teaspoon to scrambled eggs, chia seeds, which contain omega-3 fatty acids, and dark leafy greens like spinach easily incorporated into morning smoothies. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. Even small dietary adjustments, when maintained daily, create cumulative effects that significantly reduce systemic inflammation. Your body responds not to what you do occasionally, but to what you do consistently. 5. Omega-3 circulation, support the final practice, addresses a critical but overlooked aspect of mobility, microcirculation in your extremities. As we age, inflammation in blood vessels can restrict blood flow, particularly to our legs, the furthest point from our heart. Incorporating omega-3 rich foods, particularly cold water fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, provides powerful compounds that relax blood vessels, reduce inflammatory markers, and improve oxygen delivery to working muscles. Consider Walter, an 82-year-old who described his legs as sandbags when climbing stairs despite having no arthritis or excess weight. His physician identified poor circulation as the culprit. After adding salmon to his diet twice weekly, Walter experienced remarkable improvements. "My legs don't fight me anymore," he explained. "They feel lighter, more responsive." For those who don't consume fish, algae-based omega-3 supplements provide similar benefits. Even budget-friendly options like canned sardines deliver powerful anti-inflammatory effects when consumed regularly. Equally important is reducing consumption of foods that promote blood vessel constriction, processed meats, foods high in trans fats, and excess sodium. The combination of adding beneficial nutrients while eliminating harmful ones creates the optimal environment for improved circulation. Your path forward, what resonated most with you today? Was it the joint liberation sequence that prevents morning stiffness? The breathing practice that establishes calm energy? Perhaps it was learning how blueberries or omega-3 scenes can quiet the inflammation that's been silently limiting your mobility? Whatever caught your attention, I encourage you to implement just one practice tomorrow morning. Don't overwhelm yourself with change. Sustainable improvement comes from consistent small actions, not dramatic overhauls. Remember, these practices aren't about reversing time. They're about honoring your body's natural processes and giving it the support it needs to function optimally at any age. True vitality isn't measured by looking younger. It's measured by moving with ease, living independently, and engaging fully with the people and activities you love. I invite you to share your experience in the comments below. Which practice will you try first? What questions do you have? Your insights not only inspire others, but help us create content that addresses your specific needs. If you found value in these strategies, please subscribe and activate notifications to receive more evidence-based approaches to vibrant aging. Your support enables us to continue providing practical, accessible wellness information. Thank you for your time and attention today. I look forward to hearing your story of renewed mobility and independence.